What is up, everybody? You are watching Straight Facts with Ritchie and Ciro. I'm Ciro with my boy.
Richie.
We're going to get straight into the facts. Richie, what are we starting off with, man?
Alright, so we are starting off with Saturday's game, Saturday, January 26th, and starting off with the Warriors defeating the Celtics 115
Tough loss.
to 111. Kevin Durant, another huge night, 33 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. Steph added 24. Klay Thompson with 21. Kyrie Irving had a huge game, 32 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals, but what it came down to was the Celtics and their missed opportunities. 2 missed three-pointers. One from Marcus Morris, the other missed 3 from Marcus Smart. Draymond Green missing both free throws, and then Marcus Smart slipping while he tried to get the rebound, and the Warriors got the ball back. Sent Curry to the free throw line, and of course, he made them both, and that really put us out of it, unfortunately.
And, well, we predicted that the Celtics were going to win. I mean, I deep down thought, knew the Warriors were going to win, but I wanted to see a good game. It was a good game until the end, obviously aggravating for Celtics fan and anybody who hates the Warriors. But I thought that the Warriors looked great out there to the last minute. Obviously, a couple missed opportunities for the Celtics, but still, I think the Warriors definitely capitalized when they needed, and they did a good job of closing the game and finishing strong. I think that, Durant, it's not that I know that Durant looked great out there, same with Curry, the whole big three.
And also they turned the ball over twice, too, in the final seconds, the Warriors did, so that gave us 2 more opportunities.
And it just showed that they were able to
cash in on.
Capitalize off of that. Mistakes that led to that big loss for the Celtics, and obviously one they wanted to take home. So what's next for us?
Heading over to the next one now. Trailblazers over the Hawks, 120 to 111. Damian Lillard was out due to rest. That's just disrespectful.
Yeah, I think he had a foot injury though.
Did he have?
I got the alert that he had a foot injury.
But anyway, C.J. McCollum with 28 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists for his first career triple-double. Trae Young, though, for the Hawks had a huge game, 11 of 15 from the field. Talk about efficiency.
I'll take that.
30 points, 8 assists. John Collins with 21 points. He was also efficient, shooting 8 of 12 from the field.
Collins,
tough
beast.
loss for the Hawks.
Obviously a tough loss for us, but it's at the point where our bench doesn't go too good. We have solid players coming off the bench. Cherry Lynn. I'm not a big Alex Lynn guy.
Offensively, though, he's pretty good. On the defensive side, he struggles.
He's the only big guy that we got off that second unit. But really, with the Hawks, it's just gotten to the point of the season where when I watch for Young and Collins to go off, and that's what I get every time I watch a game.
They don't disappoint.
They really don't. They might not win all the time, but as we'll see in a couple games that John Collins showed up. We'll get to that soon, but
Heading over to the next game, Nuggets over the 76ers, 126 to 110, and it's another triple-double. This one coming from Nikola Jokic. We've seen this before. 32 points, 18 rebounds, and 10 assists.
It's crazy. And like you were saying, we've been writing that name down a lot since we started the show. Nikola Jokic really going up in that MVP candidates for us.
Oh yeah, top 3 for me.
Yeah, easily top 3. But just he's a beast on the glass, and I'm glad to see that.
Yeah.
That he's getting there.
His vision is,
because when I was looking at him last year, his weakness was kind of that big body aggression that he needed. Because his defense wasn't always there.
Yeah, he's not the quickest guy.
We already knew that he could shoot, he could pass. He has the vision of a point guard. He has the capability for a center. It's great watching him, and now seeing him grabbing the boards, big time for him. So what's next after that game?
Now we have Sunday's games, and starting off with the Thunder over the Bucks, 118 to 112. Paul George showing why he is one of the top MVP candidates. 36 points, knocked down 8 out of his 12 three-point attempts. Also had 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. As for the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo with 27 points, but his shooting numbers were poor.
Yes.
Only 8 of 22 from the field, and he had his shot blocked career high 7 times. I can't believe that, especially with his wingspan, his length. It was
just
surprising
for anybody to get blocked 7 times.
I know.
Imagine being able to say that there was a game where I got blocked more times than Isaiah Thomas did.
But the thing is, he takes it to the hoop so many times too. But
it's not like Jared Allen was guarding him. Big Adams is nasty.
They got Adams, Grant.
Yeah.
Jeremy
I like Grant. Grant's really getting better overall. Over the past 3 years that he's been, kind of that. He's the definition of the role player for the Thunder, because Ferguson and Robertson, those guys have been there, but Grant has been literally their 4 or 5 option.
And he's gotten better and better.
Yeah, exactly.
As the years have
gone
on.
And overall, he's looking pretty good, and I think the Thunder are in just an excellent situation for the Western Conference.
They're in third?
I mean, yeah, they've maintained that position for over a week now.
After getting off to an 0-4 start, everyone said.
I remember at school,
Billy
everyone
Donovan.
was like, yeah. One coach got fired at the start of the season. And I remember we were going back from like a Forest Park practice, and I remember one dude was like saying, fire Billy Donovan.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, Billy.
You gotta give the team some time, but
yeah, for sure.
And time has certainly helped them.
Yeah, definitely, and also like with the Thunder, I think that they're gonna get better. They're gonna continue to get better as Westbrook and PG-13 are just clicking.
As long as they can
so
stay strong
together.
on the defensive side, that's
And
one
then
thing
Adams
they've struggled
helps.
with.
I mean, his paint defense is so excellent, and pretty much his glass cleaning ability.
Yeah, he's just like really a threat in the paint.
Absolutely.
I'm sure many guys don't want to go there and face him.
Nope, definitely not. So what's after that? After the Thunder game?
Got the Raptors over the Mavericks, 123-120. Kawhi Leonard back for his second game. He's playing 2 games? What?
Yeah,
2 straight
crazy.
games? 33
I know.
points, 10 of 11 shooting from the free throw line, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists. As for the Dallas Mavericks, the rookie sensation of Luka Doncic put on another fantastic performance. 35 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists. Luka is the first teenager in NBA history with a 30-point triple-double, and the first teenager in NBA history with multiple triple-doubles at 2 now.
Well,
I'm sure many more to come.
It's just ridiculous with Luka, but I mean, I think I was more surprised with the fact that officially Kawhi's disease has gone away. You know,
I guess he's okay
his
now.
his diagnosis of stay home and watch TV on the couch is finally over. Well, for now, for the 2 games, and
Yeah, we'll see.
it's good to see, but Luka is really just something else. Watching that kid play is
He's
just
just
a
so
blessing.
funny. He's so crafty.
He
He
doesn't
can
play
hit the 3.
like
That step back is.
he doesn't play like a European player. Let's just say that.
No.
Because if you look at it, European players have their same. It is usually the same stuff.
And they're kinda
Fundamentals,
slow
good scoring,
and slow.
no athleticism, and that's pretty much how European players are. But Luka, he can do everything that
changing.
you need an all-star to do. So that's it's really impressive with Luka, just because he's a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's putting up these numbers.
I remember watching videos where it was Luka's just a EuroLeague MVP. What is so big about that? Like, there's nothing. It's the EuroLeague. Well, I can tell you, he'd be my EuroLeague MVP too if I was watching that every night. Still a teenager, like.
Exactly. It's impressive. Heading over to the next one, Rockets over the Magic, 103-98, and James Harden, 40 points, another big scoring night for him.
His favorite player.
14 of 27 from the field, so he shot the ball better. From 3-point range, though, he struggled just 4 of 12. Also had 11 rebounds and 6 assists. Chris Paul made his return after missing 17 games to that right hamstring strain and played well. 12 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals in just 25 minutes of play.
Not bad for the Rockets overall, and we talk about Harden a lot on this show, whether we like it or not. I mean, obviously I don't like it. I don't know about you, Richie. I'm not the biggest Harden guy, and it's not because I think he's overrated. I don't think he's overrated, but I think that he isn't like I've said, I don't think he's fun to watch if you're watching a whole game. If you're like Richie and I, who like to watch every game, you go, oh, well, he went 52 points. Yes, but he was also at the line 17 times.
Yeah.
At least every game he's at there 11 times.
Yeah,
and it's ridiculous. It's not, it just ruins the league for me. And of course, I'm not saying he doesn't have good highlights. He'll hit incredible shots.
Yeah, and
he'll hit some
get up there
very,
sometimes.
very good shots. I mean, just drained a 3 over McConnell, made it look like nothing.
There's no doubt that he's not talented.
No,
enough or anything.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I think that he's kind of boring to watch because there's several players that I can name where you can watch an incredible game of theirs the entire game. Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Westbrook, PG, pretty much anybody, but just with Harden, because like Dwayne Wade, it kind of reminds me of Dwayne Wade back in the day. Like Dwayne Wade, his 38-point games would come from 15 attempts at the line. And also big games, just like Luka. Luka makes it so incredible because the moments leading up to it, fast break, defensive stops to a jam, or pretty much anything compared to Harden's 4-point foul play, that a wide open 4-point play, or his Euro steps, or even you
can't even contest the shot. You can't put your hand up or anything.
You can't.
It's just,
and it's not like it's us saying, oh, it's BS. No, it's the truth.
Yeah.
You can't guard James Harden. Literally, you're going to get called for a foul.
You have to be far away from him.
You gotta get one of those. You gotta go to the toy store and get those claws. Just those hand claws. Just go like this. Russ will still probably call you for the foul.
That's crazy.
And once again, let's just justify it. I don't think he's overrated. I just think that he's not fun to watch. That's why I personally am not a big fan of him. Because you rewind it 4 years ago and how great he was, just without that free throw BS.
Yeah. Well, the NBA has become soft as well, so it's also helped him out.
It's really big, yeah.
But heading over to the next one, Monday, January 28th, the games of last night. Warriors over the Pacers, 132-100. Pretty balanced effort here. Steph with 26 points, knocking down 6 out of his 8 3-point shots. Big game for DeMarcus Cousins, 22 points. And the most important thing here, the Warriors have now won 11 straight.
Yeah. Ridiculous. And I love just citing back to this stuff because the Warriors, obviously, a tough start. They were, I'm just looking at it. 4 days ago, they were practically tied for that 1 seed.
Yep.
And it's
now
just
they pulled away.
Finally, now that they are on that roll,
it seemed like they were starting to hit their stride
keep going.
even before DeMarcus Cousins got back there. So it was really
That's
perfect
why
timing.
it was so good because, like I said, I always go back to that stupid meme of Steve Kerr looking for the Infinity Gauntlet. Literally, it's like he had all the gems finally, puts it in, and DeMarcus is just tearing it up out there.
He really is.
And I think that by the end of the season, it will be. I mean, let's talk about that scare.
That fall was pretty scary.
That was very scary.
The way he went down.
When I was watching that before I got the alert, I saw the highlights. I saw that, and that was just a little ridiculous. It scared the heck out of me. But what I was gonna say was, thankfully he was okay. What I was gonna say was that I think that at the end of this season, he had a successful season after an Achilles, and that makes him number 2.
Hopefully he can keep it
after
going.
Wilkins, because Kobe didn't really come back. He didn't come back. I didn't see a big game from him without putting up a lot of points since that Achilles injury. Now Boogie comes back, and obviously being a big man.
And he's only played 4 games, so he still has plenty of time.
He still has plenty of time, but it looks good.
Yeah,
I'm liking what I'm seeing.
So far, so good.
Darn well that the Warriors are happy with what they're seeing.
Right.
So what's next after the Warriors
got
game,
the
Rich?
Celtics over the Nets, 112-104. Boston
That was a good game.
Without Kyrie Irving due to a right
That
quad
was a
injury.
Fun game to watch.
But they did have Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown. Smart with 21 points, 7 assists, 5 steals, 2 blocks, as usual. Doing it on both ends. Jaylen Brown, 21 points, 6 boards, and Al Horford stuffing up the stat sheet, 14 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and a game-high 6 block shots. What a game.
Well, and that's without Dinwiddie is going to be tough for them, just because we've talked about how good Dinwiddie fits that rotation. It just clicks so well. It obviously relieves.
He's clutch in that fourth quarter,
pressure.
too.
He really is, But deloading without his backup, and really not even just the backup, because they can move deloading to the 2. But Joe Harris obviously has got to step up. He's got to step up, and that did not look good. And same with DeMarre, really. I mean, just overall, this team.
DeMarre Carroll's been really disappointing for Brooklyn.
Yeah, he has been. I mean,
he has been banged up a lot, but the games played, he has not played
this
well.
is not bias. This is just facts. Straight facts.
Straight facts.
DeMarre Carroll has not done jack for himself or his team since that 15-16 Raptors season. Because DeMarre Carroll has, Raptors, Hawks.
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm talking about. He didn't even play that good in the series with the Raptors in the playoff series that he needed. But now on the Nets, you hope to see something from him. But just thinking of it at one point, Carroll was a top-notch player.
Yeah.
He really was. He was a top-notch defender, and he had a good three-point shot.
Player.
Really good for the Hawks, and that led us to that 60-win season to the Eastern Conference Finals. And really, though, DeMarre Carroll, because, I was disappointed. I was very angry when we let him go. And then I saw him play the next season, and it was just
yikes.
Kind of atrocious. It didn't look too good. And even this season, I'm not saying it's an awful season, but we're talking about a guy who had some excellent numbers for a role player. Really, just, he needs to step up for the Nets, especially losing one of the most important pieces to that puzzle. Dinwiddie is easily one of the most important pieces to them. I mean, obviously, loading is great, but I don't think that he is, they're... You know what I mean? With Dinwiddie in
He's not really the leader.
Exactly.
I like Dinwiddie better.
Dinwiddie is
I like Dinwiddie better in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
Yeah. Heading over to the next one, Nuggets over the Grizzlies, 95-92. And once again, Nikola Jokic there, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals. Will Barton added 20 points and 5 rebounds. But the main thing was the Nuggets were down by 25 in the third quarter, down by 19 at the start of the fourth.
It's ridiculous.
And they still pull out the victory. And Kyle Anderson, slow-mo as they call him,
Mm-hmm.
missed the final 2 shots on that final possession. Then when he tried to get his own rebound, he stepped out, and the Nuggets got the ball back, and that was it.
That's just big tough, man. That's tough.
Yeah,
that's just not how you want to end the game.
Now they're 2-13 in the month of January too.
The Nuggets are great. I think that they're not going to do great in the playoffs. I can't see them. Do you know what I mean?
Just
I don't think
defensively,
that
they haven't been that great.
I don't think that they're gonna. If say play offense now. Warriors will play the Clippers, which I think it's gonna be the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
Warriors, Clippers, Warriors win. Warriors win for sure over the Clippers. But Nuggets, Jazz. Do you think that the Nuggets can really?
I think that'll be a
stop
good series.
Because we saw Donovan
the Jazz
Mitchell
are
in the
starting to heat up.
playoffs.
They've played well this month.
We saw my boy Spida in the playoffs last year.
Right.
And he was insane.
Yeah, he was
He
something
played
else.
so good in that
And that's
series.
just a really good all-around team. Like
And just
they
pretty
need
much
Mitchell.
any of these teams, I can't see the Nuggets, say a 7-game series against the Rockets. Just, think of that.
That's tough.
I don't think that they could do that. I mean, the Warriors, absolutely. I could see the Warriors holding almost every team except the Thunder. Thunder's going to be tough.
I don't think the Nuggets will get swept. I think
No.
all
I
those
say it's going to be a 4-2
most
or
of those
4-3.
series can go to 6 games. I think.
Six games, but I'm saying hypothetically, if Nuggets go to a 7-game series, they're just not going to win.
Yeah.
If they
I
have to
agree
go
with
to
that.
7, they
It's
can't
gonna be
win.
tough.
Because I think that they're a great team.
Because they don't have
Don't
much
get me
playoff
wrong.
experience either. None of those guys do.
Mm.
I mean, Paul Millsap does, but Jokic really doesn't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, and Paul Millsap wasn't the leader,
No.
and he's still not the leader.
It was more like what with the Hawks.
With the Hawks, he was.
Al
I mean,
Horford.
well, so when it was Millsap and Howard the last time that he was in the playoffs, and I mean, Schroeder was the youngin, so I guess you could say Millsap was the leader.
Yeah.
But the team needed help, and we kind of got lucky with that playoff spot going against the Celtics that series.
Right.
But really, with what I'm saying is the Nuggets don't, like you just said, the Nuggets don't have the experience they need to win a Western Conference series.
Right.
In the Eastern Conference, I could see the Nuggets holding because they've
Oh,
done it.
yeah, they've
done it. They could beat the Bucks, the
three or
Raptors, the
four
Pacers,
teams there.
all those teams because they've done it. And honestly, in a series, I think in a 7-game series, 8, 7, 6, and maybe the Sixers. Definitely not. I don't think they can beat the Celtics, but
Yeah, that would be tough.
that would be tough for them. But I think that those teams right there, Nuggets could win because overall they have what it takes. I mean, Jamal Murray needs to step up. Well, actually, I take that back. Gary Harris is who needs to step up because
Well, he's been
I've been
injured,
saying
too.
that for just forever.
But he's
In prime time, Gary Harris just doesn't show up.
Mhm.
Same with Morris and really Hernan Gomez.
Hernan Gomez has really struggled since Millsap came back. Well, because
Yeah.
his minutes have decreased as well because Paul Millsap is back in the starting lineup. So, anyways, heading over to the next one. Hawks over the Clippers. Big victory last night, 123-118. And it was, of course, the two youngins you talked about, Trae Young and John Collins leading the way. As for Trae, 26 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists. John Collins, 22 points on 7 to 10 shooting from the field with 6 boards. The Hawks have now won 2 out of the last 3. Maybe a playoff push, Ciro?
I want to say playoff push, but it's not gonna happen. Honestly, you take the Pacers out, you take the Heat or the Hornets out.
Right.
You can move
You
up.
got something there.
We might stop losing. We
Hey,
kind of have to.
you're not in last place.
No.
You're not in last
Absolutely
place. At
not.
least not the Cavs.
No, I mean the Knicks look awful. I feel when I go to my sports camp every year,
Mhm.
like my sports nights at camp, there's always those Knicks fans that go, "Oh, this is our year, baby, playoff spot, baby." What are you talking about?
Right. It's just
Your team's they're not. I mean, I will give them slack. Going into this season,
Porzingis is
Trier
out.
and Knox looked good.
like they have a lot of young talent. Good on they're
Even
good
Burke,
on the
even
offensive
Burke,
side.
even
Trey
Burke.
Trey
And
Burke can
Ntilikina.
get buckets. He's the generic Allen Iverson.
Mhm.
But like offensively, they're pretty good. Like offensively, they're pretty good, but I mean they just can't play a complete game. They're too inexperienced.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
And so I think that this was overall a good game, though. This Clippers Hawks game, you know,
Yep.
and I think it was a good win for us. I think that there's not a lot to say when you're like, since it's my team, you know, like it's usually just the same thing every week. I'm not expecting anything big, but
Yeah.
awesome performances from those two guys right there because they need to be talked about more.
It's good
That's
to see
what
those guys
angers me.
blossom and
That's what
improve and
angers me. They
everything.
need to be talked about more because yes, Luka's easily the rookie of the year. But don't say Trae Young isn't gonna be.
Trae Young's up there.
He's not gonna be a
he's
candidate.
top 5.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rookie of the year.
Absolutely. I mean, I just love watching Trae Young, and I've been watching a lot of this tape, and it was just so. I'm happy that he is on my team because at this time last year, I was watching those Oklahoma games, and I was like, dude, I want this guy.
Yeah.
I want this guy. And do I regret that? Absolutely not.
No.
Trae Young is what I've said it a million times. I'm not sure if I brought it up on this show, but I've talked to you about it plenty of times. I think that Trae Young on the Atlanta Hawks fits the best for any rookies that were available for us. Because losing Dennis Schroeder, we needed a point guard. I was not going to be satisfied with Jeremy Lin as our... Nothing against him, but I just don't think that he can orchestrate the offense the way Trae Young has been doing, even as a rookie.
He's playing like kind of, and sometimes you can see it as a veteran. He seems, Trae Young. He seems more comfortable.
Absolutely.
Than I thought he was going to be.
And he finds anybody, even on the front court. As we were talking, Alex Len, Dwayne Dedmon, John Collins, all those guys. He finds them when he needs it. Right. Even he finds the guards. I mean, at least for me, when I think of point guards, I think immediately that they're dishing to the big men. Usually true, but he can always find Prince, who hasn't been there still, but Huerter, that's the guy. He can really shoot.
Sharpshooter, man.
That man can shoot lights out. So
Indeed.
That's really all I can say about the Hawks without repeating myself.
Yeah.
So after that, what we got?
We got NBA news, and before we get to the big Anthony Davis stuff,
dude, we'll talk about that in a couple minutes. That's its own.
But starting off, the Kings and the Pistons are interested in Marc Gasol.
So we'll talk about this, right? The Pistons have an incredible front court, but they suck.
Yeah.
Do you think that Andre Drummond over Marc Gasol, other way around, like Marc Gasol with Blake Griffin is going to help?
Yeah.
No, it's not going to work. I'll take Andre Drummond over Marc Gasol any day.
The Kings, though.
The Kings for sure. De'Aaron Fox and freaking Buddy?
I'll take that.
That's fine.
I don't know who they're
what do they give? Willie Cauley-Stein? Don't they still have rights to Zach Randolph? Give him back to the Grizzlies. Yep. Let Zebo retire. And
they could get they could trade Nemanja Bjelica too.
Yeah, and then the Kings picks aren't the Celtics got Kings picks.
I believe so, depending on where they fall.
Kings they're not gonna. What are they now?
But they have a decent record.
Yeah.
They're not
like. They're not gonna. Because it's top 5 for bottom lower, so they're not there. Not even close. And looking at this, the Mavericks really do suck.
Yeah, they've fallen off because they were
top 8.
A little bit above 500 team. They've kind of cooled off as of late. They
definitely cooled off. But yeah, so Marc Gasol, I think that there's no room for him in Detroit, especially with their winning record.
Yeah.
They look
I don't
awful.
think he's gonna make them any better.
And it's nothing against him. It's just that team sucks.
Yeah.
If Blake Griffin's dropping career highs and big games, 36, 40s, out of almost every game that I've seen, that we've talked about, and they're still getting blown out.
Yeah, that's tough.
Marc Gasol's not going to help. I would not give up anybody that's liable. They need a point guard, definitely. So after Marc Gasol, what's up?
We got Derrick Jones Jr. out for 6 weeks due to 2 right knee bone bruises.
And
he was my winner for the dunk contest. Obviously, he's not going to be in that, but he fell pretty hard in his knee.
Once I got that alert, I go, John Collins. No.
John Collins might take it now.
No, Dennis. No, I think it's Dennis. I got Dennis.
I think I got Dennis Smith.
I got Dennis Smith because that guy can dunk.
Because I don't see John Collins really as a big.
But we've talked about it. I don't see him doing insane dunks. I think he can do some really nice.
I think he's a really good
dunks.
in-game dunker.
Yeah, absolutely. Posterizer.
Yeah.
For sure. So what's next?
Frank Ntilikina, as the Knicks season just goes from worse
to worse. That's our favorite line. Worse to worse.
He's out 2 to 3 weeks with a groin injury. I don't know how much this will affect the Knicks because he really hasn't done much with them in his year and a half.
They suck. They suck. They suck. Come on. Can we talk about a team that's good? Pistons, Grizzlies. Oh my gosh. Knicks. Come on.
That's crazy.
My team sucks enough. We don't gotta talk about. All right, what's next?
The Cavs.
Yeah.
All right, we got next topic is the top 5 shooting guards in the NBA.
This is a fun thing that we're gonna start doing. We're gonna give you our top 5 positions, and after we get from point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center, I say we can do all-time teams, all-time players for those positions. And this is really fun. This is just really solely opinion and what we see. So, Richie, I'm going to start it off for us this time, and I'm going to start off with my top 5 shooting guards. I don't have it in any order, just because it's kind of tough to mark these guys. They're all excellent players, and, well, I'll say it like this. Bradley Beal is definitely in my top 5 shooting guards for what he's done and stepping up to the team. The Wizards aren't a great team. We've talked about this.
No.
But they've definitely gotten better since the month of December.
And those guys have stepped up, too. Jeff
Absolutely.
Green has stepped
Since
up.
John
Ariza
Wall's heel
has.
surgery.
Saturansky.
Yeah. I love seeing what Beal's doing. Right now, on 49 games played for the season, he's at 24.6 points per game on a 46% from the field goal and 35 from 3 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. That's pretty solid. Anything you got to talk about for Beal?
He's just really had a good season. He's really stepped up for them big time, and it seems like he's played better without John Wall in the starting lineup.
Well, of course, John Wall always, he's not an assist point guard. He's just a highlight point guard, really.
Yeah.
And obviously without him, that helps Bradley Beal a lot because he is that source. He's that fire that ignites on that offense. And moving down to another guy in my top 5, number 2, DeRozan. And I was just telling you about it,
I have DeRozan as my top shooting guard.
As your top?
Yeah.
I could put him there. Right now, I think I have, just Clay. That's my guy. I know you're not a big Clay guy.
I got Clay at 3.
So, I have DeRozan. He's at 48 games played, 21.5 points per game, 46% from the field goal, 6.3 assists, and 6.2 rebounds. With DeRozan, I was telling you how, really, he's just not talked about this season.
Yeah,
Last year, he's top 3 shooting guard.
The Spurs are not talked about at all this season, and they've played pretty well. They got off to a slow start. I believe they're tied for the 6th spot in the Western Conference right now.
Yes, they're at 6 with being above 500. And it's not that bad for them. But with DeRozan, obviously, I was a huge DeRozan fan last year. I think he was in my top 5 for players. But just this year, it really sucks on what happened with him, and I feel bad. But he's come back with a vengeance. He's played good. That Raptors Spurs game was one of the best games to watch this year.
The Spurs dominated too.
That was great to see, and it was throughout all 4 quarters. So we're together on this so far. DeRozan, Beal. Next, I go to Clay. You got Clay as well.
I got Clay at number 3.
So Clay with 50 games played for the Warriors, who obviously didn't they didn't have a hot start, but they're clicking. And Clay's put up some season highs this year.
And I thought he was shooting a lot worse than he actually is. 46% from the field, 37%
with 21.7 points per game, with Curry and Durant at 2 and 3 for points in the league.
He got off to a really slow start this season. His shooting numbers were just terrible.
Well, with Clay, like I just mentioned, 21.7 points per game is incredible for someone who has Kevin Durant averaging above 28 and Curry as well.
Curry back, and now you have Cousins, so I think his
28 and 28
points
for
might
those
actually
two
decrease.
right there. To have 21 from Clay. Clay is shooting at 46% from the field, 6.3. And Clay not a passer, and he doesn't get the boards.
But he's a very underrated defender.
Absolutely,
he does not get enough respect for that.
He might not have the numbers for steals,
right?
But definitely his man-to-man defense.
He does stuff that doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
Absolutely,
and
those are players that I like the most. So now we go to the 4. Who's your 4, Richie?
My 4 is Donovan Mitchell.
Spider, that's my
He's
4 too.
22.5 points per game this season. Now he has struggled from the field, 42%, which is a bit low, but he has.
He's taken a good amount of shots per game. He's taken over 17 shots a game.
There was plenty
of
injuries too, so he had to step up and take more shots.
Absolutely. So on 47 points per game, I think that a 42% field goal, not that bad. It's 42.6, or was it 3? 42.3.
Yeah.
So obviously doesn't round up. Not that. It's not that bad.
But it has improved.
I say 43 is the good field goal percentage. 43, 44.
I would go more close to the 44.
Okay.
44 and up.
Yes. So, but Mitchell's just really a great player and easily in my top 5. And now this is where it gets different. Who's your number 5? Because mine is definitely different from yours.
I got C.J. McCollum.
Okay.
He's averaging 20.8 points per game this season, shooting 45% from the field, 83% from the free throw line. And he's also helped the Trailblazers to a 4th spot in the Western Conference.
So, I've got my guy, Buddy Love. I got Buddy Hield. Absolutely love Buddy Hield.
Can't be mad at that.
He's just such a fun player to watch. Even that dagger, that game winner.
Yeah.
That was great.
Against the Pistons.
They suck. But Buddy Hield, really. The Kings they look pretty decent this year. And De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield, they look great together. And Buddy Hield's stats, let's break it down real quick. 50 games played, 20.2 points per game, as well as De'Aaron up there too.
Yep.
47.6 at the field goal, 2.3 assists per game, and 4.9 rebounds. For a shooting guard, those are ideal numbers, really, especially for the Kings, because they're not really a win-loss team, and I think that is exactly what I would want from a top 5 shooting guard. I think that's pretty good, and overall, I think that he will develop. Obviously, I don't want anyone, where's Oladipo? Where's Oladipo?
He's out.
This list consists of current players from January 29, 2019.
Yeah.
If you look,
and Devin
on
Booker,
the games,
too. I don't want to hear Devin Booker.
He's only played
38,
39 games. So
Everyone
Devin
else
Booker,
has played in between like 47 to 50.
We're talking about players who are above 47. So
yeah, and currently playing.
Yes.
Like Oladipo definitely would have been. Oladipo probably would have been top. Probably one.
He's my one. He's my one.
Yeah.
He's my one. And also Harden. I forgot. He's a point guard.
He's a point guard.
He's a
yeah.
point guard. So relax.
Chill out with that.
Relax, buddy. So we are talking about shooting guards who are healthy in 2019. Not Oladipo, not Booker. And yeah, so I think that really a solid list from the both of us. And I definitely have McCollum at 6. No doubt.
Yeah,
And really, that's just our shooting guard list. So now, the main event.
So we are.
My
this
favorite
is our
player.
last topic.
Second favorite player.
This is our last topic of the day, and it is where will Anthony Davis land?
Where?
So he has no intention of signing a contract extension and has requested a
And
trade.
will
He
not
wants
sign
to go
that
to a
contract
contender.
extension. He has no intentions, and he won't. So
Right.
obviously, I think that means he wants to be traded, Richie.
Right.
So what does that lead up to? Predictions, teams that he'll land, and what is just some crazy predictions that you've got? Or what do you think will happen?
I'm really just not sure what's going to happen right now. Like,
So we talked about
I'm
it.
surprised about it.
I think that I was thinking deep down, Trailblazers,
Trailblazers,
get Anthony
they are a dark
Davis,
horse team.
Yusuf
That team is
Nurkic,
dirty.
Al-Farouq Aminu,
Right.
and a first-round pick.
I'll take that.
Favorite player, Anthony Davis and Damian
And
Lillard, my
Damian
two favorite players on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
I would love that, and
obviously the Lakers
yes,
with LeBron.
of course
James,
with Lakers.
both of them
And
having
what
the
did we
same
get
agent.
13 hours ago? What was the alert that Adrian Ornowski told us?
Oh, they were saying that the Lakers would have to start a package centered around Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Zubats, and a first-round pick just to get Anthony Davis.
No go, but
That'd be tough.
it's not Magic's.
I would
It's not
like-
Magic's opinion.
I would like to keep Lonzo Ball and Kuzma.
It's
Obviously, that's
LeBron's.
tough to
Yeah,
keep
you can't.
both of them.
You can't
I
get
think they'll probably have to get rid of
Ingram.
one of them.
Ingram, Zubac, and Hart. Really, I mean,
Yeah.
if
who would you rather have, Lonzo Ball or Kyle Kuzma?
Kuzma for sure.
I would take Lonzo.
I mean, Lonzo has more potential, but on an 82 game base this season, Kuzma for sure. Kuzma's put up way better numbers. I mean, Lonzo is what we call that. Stats don't describe him. Lonzo plays incredible clamps. He's got the defense, and really, I mean, his shooting isn't there. But who's to say
But
that
his
in
vision,
3 years
his
that
vision.
his shooting won't improve? But overall, I would definitely take Kuzma. I would take Kuzma only because his value right now for someone you're getting. Think of it like this: Kuzma on that rookie. Anthony Davis has another year.
Right.
He's not a free agent this year, everybody.
It's next season.
It's next season.
After the 2019-2020
So he will
season.
still be on the Lakers.
Yep.
So think of it like this. The Pelicans want 2 years worth of solid front court between Randall and Mirotic, but none of those
Mirotic
guys
too.
can fit because they're not big enough for the center position.
Right.
Kuzma and Randall, that's tough. They need a center, but they get Zubac. So that could obviously help coming off the bench. Zubac becomes a Montrezl Harrell, where he becomes maybe a 6-man and maybe develops a new lineup. So obviously, I think that if Ingram is not going to be a part of it and it has to be Randall or Ball, I'm taking Kuzma.
And so what are you thinking? Are you thinking he's going to be traded before the deadline?
It all depends. So
where do you think he's going?
like I said, I think that Portland. I would love to see Nurkic, Al-Farouq Aminu, Mo Harkless, and a pick
Yeah.
for Anthony Davis.
Yeah, that would
Just
be cool.
imagine that.
We've also seen the Bucks and the Raptors.
Yes, that.
Are teams that are trying to get him as
and
well.
What did you say about the Bucks?
The Bucks have made every player on the roster available, other than obviously Giannis Antetokounmpo.
We need to be like Area 21, where we got like our own like curse button. So whenever we gotta say something, we just bang that. Because if Giannis Antetokounmpo and Anthony Davis are on the same team, because those are my two.
Imagine how dominant that paint is.
Stop!
In the paint.
Eric Bledsoe, Malcolm Brogdon, and a first-round pick for Anthony Davis. What?
All right, so you're going with the Trailblazers. Mm-hmm. I still don't even know. Like, I'm at a loss for
I can tell you, for all you Celtics fans, you're not getting him.
Yeah, we're probably not going to.
Because let me explain it.
We would have to trade Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving is on the same Supermax contract deal that Anthony Davis is on. Mm-hmm. The rule is 2 players on the identical contract extension Supermax deal cannot be on the same team. Yep. So, are you trading Kyrie Irving for Anthony Davis? Would you want that to happen?
No.
So, think of it like this. As a Celtics fan, would you want to give up Al Horford and...
Like, honestly, I'm fine with the team we have now. Like, I don't want to trade anybody. I don't want to lose anybody.
I think you guys are fine. And you know what that means for you guys? That's even more games that you guys have to spend trying to regain chemistry that was broken on the offseason and even last season. And it sucks because if you guys get that chemistry, because people don't realize
we have so
the
much
game
talent
of basketball is more than getting the best players available. Mm-hmm. The game of basketball is, that's the Nuggets, literally. The Nuggets are just chemistry. These guys play great together. And really, I don't think that the Celtics, Danny Ainge, he's got his eyes on him, correct?
Yep.
So, I don't think that we never know. Danny Ainge is a mastermind.
He is.
He knows what he's doing.
But
Top
the thing
GM,
is, the Celtics should just stick with who they have.
For now.
Because the thing is, our chemistry was all messed up because, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, Terry Rozier, they were used to being the top scoring options last year.
Yeah, but what if AD is not happy with this? You just wasted the future of your team. The picks that Danny Ainge has grinded up and put together.
He's never traded any of those draft picks ever.
He is not. He risked his whole future to get those picks. And those picks turned out to be one of the greatest, he traded 3 picks in a row just to get those picks.
Everyone hated him because he traded KG and...
I thought it was a good,
Yeah.
I was kind of sad, seeing this go.
Yeah, I was upset, obviously.
Because we already saw Ray go.
And it took a while. That first season, what was it, 2013?
2013, 14,
57.
That was tough.
And Brad Stevens' first year of coaching.
Evan Turner was your best player.
No, we had Jeff Green, though.
Jeff Green was okay. Avery Bradley stepped up.
Yep.
That was crazy.
Jeff
Avery
Green was
Bradley,
my favorite player.
Yeah, Jeff Green. That's crazy. I forgot because the Thunder got rid of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so... trade deadline is February 7th.
We will be doing a show on the trade deadline.
That'll be
the
next
deadline will
next
be
Thursday.
3 o'clock next Thursday, February 7th, and we will be doing our it's not going to be just a NBA review. No. It's literally just going to be trade deadline. Sweet, maybe 20 minutes probably.
Yeah.
Sweet and
depending
simple.
On how many.
If there's nothing, then we're probably if it's absolute nothing, then we might not even if it's one pick or one trade Dylan Brooks or Kelly Oubre. I don't want to see that, but obviously that can't happen. But you know what I mean. So that's what we're looking at. Saturday's a big episode, a real big episode.
Preview.
We're gonna be doing
Super Bowl
our
53.
analysis into the Super Bowl, and we will be breaking down pretty much everything. And it might just be a full-on dedicated episode to the Super Bowl. So we've talked about this was an NBA heavy episode. We've talked about our top 5 shooting guards, a review, and the main event, Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
This was Straight Facts with Ritchie and Ciro. Tune in next time.